Orlando Sanford Airport police arresting this woman, Christy Crampton, who they say repeatedly hit a child on a plane.
This arrest report says it all started with the child calling the woman fat and Miss Piggy.
Now, calling a woman fat has consequences, and I'm not talking to the Redditors, the Instagram commenters, the social media commenters out there who say, oh, I call at least 100 women fat every single day. There is no consequences. No, I'm talking about the men in real life who know how shit works in real life, who touch grass and feel the sun at least for 5 minutes a day. If it's someone you don't know, there's a 20% chance you're gonna shake hands with a fat fist with your face. If it's someone you know, it's a friend, you're gonna become the biggest asshole there is in the group. That's the consequences. And God forbid if it's your partner, but with your partner, you won't directly tell them, hey, fatty. It comes with trick questions such as, hey, does this jeans make me look fat? And most of the time the answer is yes, those jeans make you look fat because you are fat. But you don't say that because there is consequences, and the consequences is death. So there is one answer you always give. You look absolutely stunning. It looks like the workouts have been, paying out. Now, we're not talking about partners. We're not talking about friends. We're talking about total strangers. A poor soul, a kid, didn't know the rules. Trash talks on Fortnite for a living, but forgot how real life works. He was on a plane and he called a woman fatty and quote unquote Miss Piggy, and he was met with multiple fists, his face bashed up against a window in an airplane, and a lot of shatogs with the phone.
Chaos on board a Memorial Day flight out of Sanford.
Orlando Sanford Airport police arresting this woman, Christy Crampton, who they say repeatedly hit a child on a plane. She's charged with felony child.
Airport police say they arrested her at the gate after the pilot requested for law enforcement. This arrest report says it all started with the child calling the woman fat and Miss Piggy.
I thought I had. Now, this is obviously some very serious stuff. I'm sorry. This is not something you make fun of. This is not something you laugh at. This is very serious stuff. I thought I had all the laughs out of me, but I guess not, right? But being called fat and Miss Piggy doesn't give you a pass score to talk someone unless it's your partner. But this was a child, not even a stranger adult. This was a child. Even if it was adult, you will be catching charges for this. Now, it happens more than often, people losing their shit on kids, because those 8-9-year-olds, we don't know how old this kid was, it's not disclosed, and they're not sharing it with us whatsoever. The news articles, they don't know because the police is not sharing, and even if they knew, they wouldn't share as well. But I'm gonna assume the age was between 7 to 12, because that is demon mode. That is where life has no consequences and I'm going to fuck shit up and get on everyone's nerves. I've worked with kids during my late teens and early 20s. I'll get to that in a bit. Now, her name is Christy Crampton, and she was part of a group returning home to Maryland from a Disney World, from the resort in Florida, and she was arrested on the airport after the incident happened. Now, she was part of a group going to Disney World that were returning from their trip back. We don't know the relationship between the kid and the woman over here. We don't know if it's a mother-son situation or they were just total strangers, different families. They were just on the same group making their trip to Disney World. In an arrest report seen by Daily Mail, Crampton is said to have started throwing punches at the child just before takeoff after he allegedly said she was too fat to sit in a seat. Witnesses told the officer that she punched the unknown boy and then hit him with a water bottle before slamming his head into an airplane window. She did not hold back. She went on with square, triangle, and whole triangle to do the finishing move by shooting the kid's face into an airplane window. Now, it's not something to joke about. This is very, very serious. I'm sure in our heads, it's like WWE 2009. In my head, it looks like a Homer Bart situation, but I'm sure it was very terrifying for everyone to see, and especially the experience the child had. One witness told the cops that the child did nothing wrong and that woman was not correcting, she was abusing, whipping the shit out of the kid. Officers on scene say they spoke with Jeffrey Crampton, I believe this is the husband, who informed them that, or the brother, I don't know who this is, who informed them that the unknown boy was having behavioral issues on flight and at Disney. So this was a ongoing beef for the past 2 to 3 days with the boy. Now, when she was questioned, she told the officers that the child was very rude and disrespectful during their trip to Disney. After the comment about her weight, she said that before she went on a full combo of punch, water bottle, airplane window, she took away his phone and started smacking him with it. And she said not only he called me fat and Miss Piggy, he also shoved my arm out of the armrest. That's when the whole violence started. And due to the incident happening on an aircraft, the FBI have been informed and are expected to file their own report on the case. Now, she's being charged with a felony, but she's out after her first court hearing on a $10,000 bond. There's no information about this yet, but this is just crazy. Obviously, you shouldn't lose your shit on a child, no matter how demonic they are. They are demonic ones. I've hosted over 1,000 birthday parties. I worked at Bounce. I don't know if you know where that is. I worked there for like 3 years. It's like a trampoline park. And I've come across a lot of demons out there. I can probably say these things because I don't work there anymore. And I've come across a lot of donkeys back in the day who did not have any manners, who were making fun of me. And what is the best way to deal with this? Obviously, do not pull a whole combo on them, and because that's how you're gonna get a felony charge. And it's not okay to do that as well, even though even if you don't get caught. That is a big no-no. You have to take your revenge in other ways. They called you fat. They called you Miss Piggy. Meanwhile, you're walking outside the aircraft. Oopsies! Shut hit them in the leg. They're gonna, hit the other leg and they're gonna fall down. Do not pull a combo on them. The way I used to do it was, there was, like trampolines. There was like a trampoline wall thing. And there was like different sections of the trampoline park when I was working there. And there was one section, dodgeball trampoline. I put on my hospitality personality. Hey kids, who's ready for some dodgeball? Me. Fuck it, let's all go. Let's all have some fun. The only person who was gonna have fun was me. Take that dodgeball. 3, 2, 1, go. They're running. Throwing, like weak ass throws, bunch of pussies out there. And usually the staff don't join the game. It's, if they let everyone play, they just, stand back, control the gate, and make sure everyone is safe and having fun. But sometimes they, decide to jump in and help the other team, switch teams and have some fun with it. And oh, fun did I have every time someone talked shit about me or laughed at me or, called me names. They're very rude over here in Middle East. And by Middle East, I mean Dubai. There's all sorts of nationalities over here, but the way some of these kids are being raised, they're just way too spoiled. And someone had to teach them a lesson. I was that someone. Let's just say I took the balls. Oh my god, are you okay? You look hurt. Half your face is red. Always keep your guard up and dodge all the balls. Let me help you get an ice pack. And that's how you get it done. Now obviously it wasn't a hard ball. It's one of those cushion, like very, very soft balls where if you just like squeeze it, it's gonna turn into a very small ball, and if you let it out, it's gonna like puff out. But it's always satisfying. The best way I can put this is Valorant headshots is just as satisfying as that. Getting headshots in the dodgeball area. You see, you gotta be smart with it. You can't just go up and beat up these little donkeys. You have to be creative and you have to find a way to go undetected. You might get a speech, hey Koosh, maybe, go easy in there. Make sure don't hit them in the face. Yes, I will never do that again. Unless someone does talk shit again. What? Nothing. But crazy work over here. Catching a felony charge because you were called fat and Miss Piggy. I guess she was at the urge of just, crashing out, and crashing out she did. I'm surprised. I'm sure a lot of people just jumped in and stopped her from pulling all these combos, but this is just crazy. This is, you don't see this every single day. Usually people curse at the kids in their head. That's about it. But anyways, just wanted to share this with you. Take it easy. I'll see you at the next one.